Hi, welcome to session 6. In this session we're going to talk about minor seventh chords and suspended chords. They have a little bit more color in them than the basic chords that we've been talking about so far, but they still are open chords that involve open strings. We're also going to talk about strumming and strumming with ties, which gets a little bit more complicated but sure makes it sound a little bit more musically interesting when we do it. In the guitar tips section we're going to talk about practicing strumming patterns without music. We'll work with music here, but I also want to talk about doing it without music because that's the kind of situations that you're going to be in when you're trying to play with friends or in a group situation like that. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now let's talk about the minor seventh chords. There's 3 minor seventh chords we're going to cover in this section. A minor seventh, D minor seventh, and E minor seventh. Abbreviated A, little m, 7. The little m and the 7 is telling you it's a minor seventh chord. So let's look at that A minor seventh chord first. Okay, it's a 5-string chord. Everything in the A family is going to be a 5-string chord. So there's nothing happening on that 6th string. We have open A, second finger on that E, open G, first finger C, and open E. Let's play it all together. Kind of like a C chord if you take your 3rd finger off. It's pretty much the same thing. Now let's talk about D minor seventh. This one is a little bit different from the others. It's a 4-string chord. All the Ds are 4-string chord. So let's look what's happening here. We've got open D. I've got my 2nd finger on this A, and here's the problem right here. I need to put my 1st finger, he needs to cover 2 strings at once. He needs to pull double duty. I've got an F, and I've also got a C that I need to cover. Now I guess I could really do that, but that's not really the right way to do it. Put your 2nd finger on that A, and then I want you to put your 1st finger down over both of those strings. Now, we're in the baby pool of bar chords. This is the introduction to bar chords. Let me show you let me talk about this for a second because it's a pretty big concept. What you don't want to do is raise this wrist up because it's hard to push down those 2 strings. You raise that wrist up, you crank this up here, and you end up doing something like this. Now it may work a little bit, but when we get to more complex bar chords, you'll see that that is not going to work for you very well at all. So here's what you need to do. Lower that wrist, put your finger out. Your joint will go in, but it will also go a little bit inverted. Not very much, but it'll go a little bit inverted. It's the inverted, how the muscles are there is how you do these bar chords, especially these little ones like that. Get your finger over those 2 strings, kind of invert that. That's a good way to get a lot of pressure focused into one spot. If you try and do it by just raising your wrist and pulling your finger back, it's not a very efficient way to do it. Put that wrist down, put that finger in front, pressing down, inverting that 1st finger, catching that. Now try and add that A to it. So now look what I've got going. I've got one joint that's going normal, one that's going inverted. I'm doing 2 different things with 2 different joints. It's a little bit tricky to do at first. But that's a D minor seventh. Once you do it a couple times, you'll get the hang of it. Okay? The last one is an E minor seventh we're going to talk about. E's, family of E chords, 6 strings. Okay? There's 2 different fingerings we can use, 2 different alternate fingerings on this. Let me teach you the first one. This is the one I like, but you don't necessarily have to do it like I do. There's different guys do it different ways. Open E. Now I put my 1st finger on this B. Then I have 2 open strings, a D and a G. Then I have my 3rd finger on this high D, my pinky on this high G. E minor seventh. Now, another way to do that, which I think is a little bit more awkward, it's always been a little bit more awkward to me, but a lot of guys use it, is an open E, 2nd finger up here on this B, 3rd finger on this E, G, pinky covering the D, and the last string open. Now you'll notice the finger is completely different for this one. How can it be the same chord? Well, chord is just a combination of tones. No matter how many ways I slice them, they're still chords. they're still the same chord, so it doesn't matter really what order I have the notes in. So here's version 1. There's version 2. Either way you can use is fine. Whatever leans better with your hand. Let's do some of the minor chord exercises. Okay? Basic open chord exercises using minor sevenths. Look at number 1 there. We have A minor, and then we're going to go to A minor seventh. The rhythms, you'll notice, are getting a little bit more complex as well. Let's do it real slowly. Ready? Go. A minor seventh now. Take that third finger off. D seventh now. And then 3 G's in a row. How'd you do? Let's try it one more time. Ready? Play. Third finger off. D seventh. 3 G's in a row. Okay, now let's do exercise number 2. This one starts on a D, and this gives us a good workout on that E minor seventh chord. Okay, starts on a D, nice and slow. Ready, play. E minor seventh, take a second to get to it. Either form you want to use is fine. A minor seventh, D, G. Very good. Let's try it one more time. D, E minor seventh, D, 1, 2, G. Great. Okay. Now, let's scoot down the page a little bit to number 3. I was going to go down farther, but let's do number 3. That gives us a good workout on the D minor seventh. Okay, pretty simple rhythm. It's the same rhythm for all the 4 measures. Let's start on that C. Ready, go. 1, 2. Same thing. Now here's that D minor seventh. Make sure you form it correctly. Inverting that first finger. Here we go. 4-string chord. Back to C, repeat. D minor seventh, go. Very good. Okay, before we talk about suspended chords, we need to talk about strumming for a second, because we're going to get, as we're getting more complex with our rhythms, their strumming is going to have to change a little bit as well. Let's talk about good technique for strumming. Now, at this point, we've pretty much just been going down, 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 down. When we need to do an up, there'll be a bunch of them in a row, and we'll go down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Even when you were doing just downs, your hand is still doing a silent up, if you think about it. Okay? So your hand is always doing this cycle. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down. It's kind of like a piston in a car. It's always going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay? So when I'm practicing this strumming, now that we're going to get a little bit more complex, be thinking of that. So you don't want to go down, 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 down. That would be wrong. Down, down, up, down, down. If you want good smooth strumming, see how if I do all downs, it sounds a little bit different. And as we get more and more complex, it's going to really start throwing you off. So you got to make sure you understand what we're doing. I'm never going to tell you to be up when you're in the cycle to be a down, or the opposite. It may be a little confusing at first, but pretty soon you'll realize that that's really the only way you could do it if you keep that cycle consistent. Okay? That's about strumming. Now let's talk about adding ties inside of our strumming chords. Okay, so just on a G chord, let's do exercise number 1. Okay, the first part of exercise number 1 is without the tie. And the second part, I threw in the tie. Your strumming pattern is going to change just slightly, but the up and down cycle of your hand is the same, whether I'm hitting the strings or not hitting the strings. Number 1, A, on a G chord. Down, down, up, down. Okay, one more time. Down, up, down. Now, even though it's just a half note, I want you to keep your hand going. Very important concept. Keep your hand going, or you're going to forever get turned around on where you need to be playing. The secret is, let me tell you the secret, for somebody who's done it for years, keep your hand going, okay? Down, down, up, down. Now I know you're saying to yourself, why should I keep my hand going on just a half note? I'm going to get worn out. I'm going to die early, die young in my life because I'm wasting all of my energy doing this. No, you need to keep that, because as we get more and more complex with our rhythms, if you don't keep that hand going, you're going to sound choppy and you're not going to be able to keep up. Okay? Now, 1B. I'm going to throw that tie in. We had been going down, down, up, down. Now I'm just going to take away one of those downs and see what happens. Down, down, up. Down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, up. You're ending your strum on an upbeat. Feels kind of funny. Okay, let's try it one more time. Down, down, up. A little bit faster. There you go. May take a while for you to kind of get the concept of this. Down, up, down, up. Let's do number 2. The first part of it, A, without the tie. Down, down, up, down, up, down. Again. When I add the tie in, it then becomes down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Okay? Again, don't get confused. What's the rule? Keep your hand going. If your hand is always going, you'll end up being in the right part of the cycle to land on it. One more time, 2B. Down, down, up, down. I'll slow it down even a little bit more. Down, down, up. There's that silent down there. And then we come back into it. Great. Let's do number 3. Without the tie first. Ready? Go. Keep your hand going again. Okay, now the B section. I'm going to throw that tie in. Down, up, keep your hand going. Down, up, keep your hand going. A little bit faster. A little bit faster, go. One more time, go. Very good. There you go. Great. Okay? Now I think we're ready for suspended chords. Okay? We're just going to cover 3 of them. This will be the last of our basic chords. You have covered probably close to 20 chords in this session and the past session. So we have crammed a lot of chords into you in a very short amount of time. It may take a while to kind of process all of those. The last 3 we're going to cover are suspended chords. Suspended chords is just a way of referring to they're going to take the 3rd note of the scale and suspend it up to the 4th. We'll learn a little bit more about the mechanics of that in a little bit, but just realize it's related to the major chord. A, our major chord, is like this. Now, for suspended chords almost always involve your pinky. Slide that pinky out, just 1 fret. That's an A suspended. Now, you may be saying to yourself, well, why don't I just play it like this? Well, that's a possibility, but let's talk about why that's not a good idea. Suspended chords almost always come right next to a major chord. It's kind of like a Q and a U. You always see them together. Like if I'm playing an A, see how I'm just putting my pinky out? If I did it the other way, it wouldn't work. I have to really whack out my hand in order to get it to work. So it's much easier to do it with your pinky. That's why I encourage you to learn it that way. Okay, D suspended is the next one. Okay, now look carefully at the numbers on that chord block. It tells you where to put your fingers. It may seem odd at first, but remember, we're relating it to the major chord. Here's a D. If I just put my pinky down, that's a D suspended. Don't play it like that. That's not a good way to play it. Play it with a D, D suspended, D, D suspended. On all these suspended chords, I'm just moving my pinky. See how that works? Now, the next one, the last one, is an E, and an E suspended. So we start with the E. E suspended, sneak that pinky right up underneath there. It's kind of like an A chord, just you moved everything up a string set. Okay, so we're back to E. Now, if you want to take your first finger off, it really doesn't matter, because it's being covered by the pinky anyway. I don't know, I might just go ahead and leave it on. Okay, E. All right, now, move on to your suspended chord exercises. Let's go through a couple of those. Starting with number 1. Starts on an A. Look at the rhythm. Ready? Go. A suspended, slide that pinky out. Keep that hand going. A suspended, go. That was a little quick. Let's try that. Let's slow that down just a little bit. Same thing. Play. Keep your hand going. A suspended. D, go. A suspended. There you go. Much better. Okay? Now, number 2, we're going to start throwing those ties in. Okay? Look at that rhythm. Starts on a D. Quarter, 2/8 going into that half note with a tie. Keep your hand going. That's the rule. Ready? Go. Listen to it first. Down, up. Keep your hand going. D sus. Now to a G. D sus. Good. It all works out if you remember to keep that hand going. Try it for me one more time. Now a G, go. D sus. There you go. Very good. Let's do, let's see, number 3. Give us a little workout on that E suspended. Okay? Look at this rhythm. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. Here we go. Number 3. We'll start it slow. Ready? Go. Down, down, up, down. E sus. Little bit faster. Always going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. My hand is always going in that cycle. As soon as you start getting a tempo, even when we're just counting things off, get that hand started. Down, up, and things will work out better. Okay, welcome to the guitar tips section. In this section, I'm going to give you 3 main strumming patterns. Now, I don't want you to get so lost in the downs and downs up. Am I down? Am I up? Don't get too worried about that. Let me play the rhythm. You play it back. And then we'll kind of do it together. And I want you, once you kind of got the flow of it, not to look at the page anymore and just to listen and see if you can get the flow of it. Once you kind of get the flow of it, it starts working a whole lot better. We're just going to go on a G chord. Example number 1. Look at that. It would be down, down, up, down, 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 up, down. On a G, 1, 2, ready, go. We'll just keep doing that for a while. Let's switch to a C chord. Down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up. Let's go back to a G chord. Try not to look at the music. Try to just play it and feel the flow of it. Down, down, up, down. C chord. Let's speed it up a little bit. Down, up, down, 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 up. G chord. We're getting a little faster. C chord. G chord. There you go. Very good. Starting to sound a little bit more like music when we speed it up. If you break it down, it's just that one pattern. Down, down, up, down. Second one I wanted to cover is a little bit different. We just add a little bit more things to it. Down, up, down. Okay? Let's try that. Same thing on a G chord. We'll start it slow and then we'll speed up. Ready, play. Down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down. Down, up, down, down. One more time. Let's go to an E minor chord. E minor. Down, up, down. Really think about making it smooth. There you go. Back to G. A little bit faster now. Loosen up that wrist. A little bit faster. E minor. Very good. Now the third and last one I want to cover is a little bit different from that. Look at this one. Down, up, down. So you got 3 ups in a row. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Let's do it on a C chord. A little bit slow. Ready, play. Down, up, down. Down, up, down. Very good. See how when I want to put my fingers on the strings, I just bring that wrist closer. When I want to take them away, I bring that wrist out. But that cycle is always going down, up, down, up, down, up. So I can go through all kinds of rhythms. As long as my hand is going, keeps in that cycle, it all works out. Here's your assignment for this session. I want you to do the minor seventh and the suspended chord exercises in your book. Play through the basic chord songs that we have scheduled for this session as well. Play through them with the notes, so we don't forget our single notes, since we've been in chord land here for a while. And I want you to also go back and play through them with the chords. Now we've got some strumming patterns to put with these as well, so it's going to start sounding a whole lot more like music. So we'll see you at the workshop time. Okay, welcome to the workshop section. Let's review our minor seventh chords that we learned earlier. A minor seventh, all together. D minor seventh. Remember our little bar here? Invert that knuckle there. Get that to sound nice and strong. E minor seventh. Again, there's two ways to do this. Or the other way. On our suspended chords, we learned three different types of those. We have A suspended. Remember, these use our pinky. D suspended. E suspended. Now, we're going to look at some different chord exercises. Look at the sheet Chords in the Key of C. Let's do number one. Remember how we talked about ties with strumming? This one involves that. One of our main strumming patterns. In fact, our first strumming pattern, down, down, up, down. Here we go. Chords in the Key of C, number one. Ready, go. Do it again. Good. Number two, ready, go. Up, down, up, up. There's a short one in there. Works the same way though. Do it again. Down, up, down, up, up. G. E minor. Number three. 1, 2, number 3, go. D minor 7th. Watch that bar. Do it again. Let's skip down to number 5. 2, ready, number 5, go. Down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up, up, down, up, down, down, up. Good, do it again. 2, ready, go. Six, 2, 3, go. Down, up, A minor 7th, down. Keep that hand going. G here. Another one. G7. A little bit faster, go. A minor 7th, go. G, go. G7. Okay, now let's look at chords in the key of G. Okay, look at number 1 there. Ready, go. A minor. Number 2. 2, ready, go. E minor. A minor 7. Here comes that D sus. We better do that one again. 1, 2, number 2 again, go. E minor. A minor 7. D sus. Good. Let's skip down, way down to number 5. Check that one out. Starts on a G. Ready, play. Up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Let's do number 6. 1, 2, keep that hand going. Ready, go. Down, up, E minor 7th. A minor 7th, D 7th, G, one more time, go. E minor 7th, A minor 7th, D 7th, G. Okay, let's look at chord exercises in D, chords in the key of D. Okay, let's start off this one. Let's do number 2 first. Now, I'm kind of skipping around on some of these exercises. The rest you can kind of do on your own. But let's look at number 2. Okay? Starts on that D 7th. 1, 2, and go. E minor 7th. A 7th, go. G 7th here. Let's go ahead and take the repeat. Let's do it again. Great, let's do number 3. Ready, play. Down, up, down. Here comes this A suspended. Back to that A. A little bit faster, do it again. If you find that I go through something a little bit too fast, just stop it, practice it a little bit, and see if you can catch up to it when we do it again. Let's skip down to, let's do number 5. Ready, go. Down, up, down, down, up. Do it again. Now, I want you to look at number 6. Number 6 is kind of where it gets fun. It's a little bit more complicated, but it starts sounding like some real music. Let's take a look at this real slowly. Okay? I have you coming in after that D on that G on an upbeat. That's the first time we've done this, so it may take a little practice. Let's do that first measure only. Nice and slow. Ready, go. Up, down. Here's that G. Up, down. Try it again. Just that first measure. Go. Down, up, down. Up, down. Again. Down, up, down. Up, down. What's the secret? Keep that hand going. Down, up, down, up, down. Up, down. There you go. Okay? Let's play I'm going to play all 4 measures for you. Ready? Go. Do it again. 2, ready, play. If I speed that up, it starts sounding a little bit more like a song. Very good. Okay? A lot of songs have that same little chord progression. Okay. Now we're going to talk about, I gave you one song, actually there's a couple of songs in there, and remember with all these exercises, go through every exercise that you can in these books. As well, the Jam Along CDs have extra songs on them that you can refer to as well. So you can always have a chance to get as much practice as you need to. Okay? We're going to go over one song called Green Sleeves. Okay? It's kind of a Christmas song, but a very familiar melody. Okay? Let's take a look at it. We're going to do the single notes first. Nice and slow. It starts on an A. Ready, go. 1, 2. F sharp. Dotted quarter. G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, a little bit of a tricky finger twister there, G sharp, F sharp, G sharp, then A, 2, 3, another A. Next part, go, 2, 3, here comes an F sharp, G, 2, 3. Here it comes again. Yeah, really stretch that pinky out to catch that F sharp. Good? Okay, now I'm going to play it one more time at tempo. Okay, so it'll be a little bit faster this time. Ready, go. Great. Okay, now we're going to play the chords with it. Okay, I'm going to give you a simple strumming pattern I want you to do. Just kind of down, down, up, down. Okay, it's 3/4 times, so only 3 beats are in there. Down, down, up, down. Okay, starts on that A minor 7th. Ready, go. 7th. Try and make your strums nice and steady. Very good. And that's green sleeves. Now I'll leave you to practice on your own to speed it up a little bit and make a little bit more to it. Now there's also some other songs in your resources that you have available. Go ahead and go through as many as you can. Now, before we go, in our last minute, I want to explain to you. You've probably realized by now that guitar playing takes a little bit of effort. I'm sure you thought that you could just watch a little something and you'd be able to play guitar. But it does take an awful lot of effort, but it's well worth the time and effort that you're putting into your musicianship, into your making yourself a better person by learning how to play guitar. Yes, it's tough, and a lot of people quit. But you've stuck around, and you're continuing to do it, and I think you're going to be the one that reaches the rewards out of this. If guitar playing was easy, then everybody would do it. Usually everybody can kind of thumb around a few chords, but for folks to actually know what they're doing and get a few more chords and go just beyond average, it takes some effort. And that's what this is about. In life there are three kinds of people. There's quitters, campers, and climbers. Quitters look at the task ahead of them and they say, nah, there's no way I could ever do that. And campers get halfway up and they think, man, this is as far as I care to go. It's just the cost is too much. It takes too much effort. But there are those of you that climb and that want to keep going to try and climb and to get to the musical level that they want to get to.